Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have a Carabao Cup tie away against Aston Villa, followed by a home game against Bournemouth in the Premier League. In terms of recent form, it's not been too bad at the minute. Obviously, we lost against Manchester City, as you're aware. We ended up with a 2-0 draw against Watford. It was a really hard-fought game, and Watford had a lot of pace going forward, and they kept getting in behind us, but we did manage to hold on and claim a draw. We got a 5-1 aggregate win over Polish, I think they're Czech actually, Rakov. Polidoro with a hat-trick in the first leg at home, and in the away game we did manage to get a late winner thanks to Ibrahim Mendes. We then followed that up with a game against Aston Villa in the Premier League. We managed to win by 3 goals to 1. Ibrahim Mendes really starting to settle into the side a bit more and pick up on the goals. We won the second leg against Maccabi Netanya 5-0 as well, with Mendes scoring a hat-trick in that one also. So he is settling into the side, and as we go into these two games today, quite happy with the squad that we've managed to put together. We did try and do some business on deadline day. It didn't happen, unfortunately, so in terms of players coming in, we didn't do any further business. But in terms of players leaving the club, we didn't do too much business, but we did loan a few players out. So Keelan Vipond ended up leaving on loan, as did Alex Molyneux, and Dauda Lele went to Cadets on loan. Nikita Gaziev went to Luton Town, and we got a good fee for his loan deal as well, so he has gone into the Championship. And Roger Silva, our all-round defender, he has gone out on loan. Dundee United came in, and obviously former manager of Dundee United, bit of a soft spot there. We thought, you know what, we'll let him go out on loan as well. He has been a little bit of a bit part player for us so far, but he is still improving, and he's got a lot of potential still at the age of 21. But going to Dundee United, he will play regular first team football. There is no doubt about that. No permanent, extra permanent deals in or out, of course. So we've got a settled squad now. We're struggling to set the mark with European rules. So in terms of the squad, we haven't got the homegrown at club players. I think I mentioned this in yesterday's episode. But with all the players we've loaned out, we now only have to omit one or two players. It is still a tough decision, but we are trying to work something out as we go along. But without further ado, here we go for this game against Aston Villa. Hopefully we can get through in this cup tie. It is the cup that we won last season, of course. But at the same time, I'm not too fussed if we lose this game, to be quite honest. The big target this season is to stay in the Premier League. We are rotating it a little bit, with Gardner starting in goal. We've got Spedicato, Levesque, Branthwaite and Rhodes at the back. Doyle, Navarro and Toma are in the midfield, with Polidoro wide left, and Davies is going to start wide right with Mikel up front. Like I say, we've not done too bad. It's important to rest these players. We've got a lot of football to play this season, with Europe being included in our schedule. If we lose this game, like I say, it's not the end of the world, but we do want to pick our form up, and we want to maintain our form a little bit as well. So it's going to be tough. But it looks of it, Aston Villa have also rotated their side from the one that we beat by 3 goals to 1 last time out. But we'll see how we get on, and like I say, hopefully we can, like I said, if we can get through, great. But if not, it's not the end of the world. Hopefully we can go through, and we'll see what happens throughout the match. Early on, possession looks reasonably equal at the moment. No attempts early on. Villa just at their first. Obviously, the disadvantage for us in this cup tie is that we're away from home. Aston Villa have had a decent start. I know we beat them 3-1 last time out, but that was a really good result from our point of view. And it looks like they're trying to push forward here. Monday into Chao Henrique, now Coyle. Back into Chao Henrique, now Samu into Didier. Didier into the penalty area, looks to play it across, plays it back, and now Coyle. This is far too easy for them to be moving the ball around the way they are doing, and it's been put in by Aymar in the end. Yao Gomez's strike was saved by Gardner, but that was very poor from our point of view defensively. We should have done a lot better. We just couldn't get near them, and it looks like it could be the same here. But Branthwaite manages to pick it up and then finds Toma in the midfield. Branthwaite into Rhodes. Moves it down that right hand side. Here's Davis. Can he cut it back into penalty area? Yes, he can. He finds Mikel, but there's Polidoro, and there is an equaliser straight away. It's our first attempt at goal. It was a well-worked move, I might add. Mikel got in there before the goalkeeper, managed to square the play to Polidoro, and we have an immediate response to going a goal behind here. Polidoro, incidentally, he struggled on and off in the Championship. He really struggled to get any kind of regularity into his game, but this season he started quite well with the hat-trick in the European game, and now he's scored against a Premier League side in the Cup. He's starting to settle a little bit more. But obviously, with the number of games we're playing, we are struggling a little bit in terms of fitness. Davis and Mikel currently having those struggles in this first half. Here's Tommy Doyle, decides to strike it from distance. He's hit the crossbar, and Branthwaite picks it up into Polidoro, and a really good block in the end. And Villa just about getting away with it there, just at the end. But to be fair, as the half's gone on, we have ended up being the better side. Villa still have had more of the ball, but I think overall, I'm quite happy with how things are going. And it's just going to be a case of seeing how we get on in the second half, I think. We have got a couple of yellow cards in there, with Polidoro wide left and Navarro in central midfield. So it is something that we will have to keep an eye on. And obviously with Davis and Mikel struggling for fitness, again, something we've got to keep an eye on. Rhodes with a delivery into the penalty area. Mikel couldn't quite make the challenge into it. Spedicato, what a lovely goal from Spedicato. I don't know if the keeper saw it late, but the 30-yard strike has gone straight into the bottom corner, and it's Spedicato's first goal for the club. The left wing back with a lovely strike, and we are ahead now in this cup tie. Chao Enrique into Didier. Tommy Doyle with a really important interception there, and now Gardner into Levesque. Knocks it forward. Mikel picks it up. Now Davis. Chance for us to break forward here. Davis looking to get past his marker, but couldn't quite do so. Toma, nice pass into Navarro. Over the top here for Polidoro. Chance to play it across, and instead he went for goal, and it's gone into the far corner. That is a brilliant move from our boys. Polidoro's second of the game, and we have a 3-1 lead here at Villa Park. Tommy Doyle here with a free kick. Whipped in toward the far post. There's the header just over the bar from Branthwaite. And overall, we're looking like we can finish at the moment, which is very important in the early stages of the season. We need the goals early on. And even if it's in cup ties, it's all confidence building. Polidoro intercepting another pass there. Spedicato into Doyle. Now Levesque. Loses out to Willock, and now it's Coyle. Doyle can't catch up with him, and Coyle into Willock, and Willock strikes, but it's gone over the crossbar, luckily from our point of view. With about half an hour to go, we are going to have to make some changes, I think, here. I'm just that little bit aware of the yellow cards. Polidoro's on a hat-trick. We're not going to take him off. Navarro's had a very good game, but he is going to come off. He is on that yellow card, of course. Swiderski is fit enough to come into the side. He did come off the bench in one of the matches earlier, as did Harvey Barnes. Unfortunately for Barnes, though, he ended up picking up another injury, so he couldn't carry on in that manner. So Mikel's going to come off. We're going to push Polidoro up front. Prieto can come on wide left. We haven't really got anyone that can play wide right. Falkenberg is carrying a little bit of a knock, but he is pretty much at full fitness now, so he can play on that right hand side for the last half an hour or so. I think we'll leave it at that, to be honest, for the time being. Still a little bit nervous that Polidoro is on that yellow card, but he's had a really good game. I can't imagine him falling ill to the disciplinaries during the rest of this game. 20 minutes to go. We still hold that 3-1 lead, and it looks like we could be on our way to the third round of the Carabao Cup here. Really good performance again. Very impressed with our attacking play. Yes, defensively for the goal that we conceded, we were quite poor, but it is something that we can work on. As Doyle plays it into the penalty area, and it's 3-2 now. Seper Gahardani with the finish, and it is going to count as well. It's 3-2 now. Are they going to get back into it right at the end here? Here's Doyle, moving down this left-hand side. Now Drysdale. Branthwaite intercepts and clears, but only as far as Monday. There was no one tracking back. Prieto needs to work harder there, and it's fallen for Aymar into Drysdale. It's 3-3, I've obviously jinxed it by saying that it was done. A hint of offside during the move, and it is going to be checked by VAR. The goal's been disallowed. I'm not sure who was offside. It was Wind who was offside, apparently. I think we've dropped a little bit lucky there, but there is a free kick now in a dangerous position. And it's going to be Aymar to take. And Aymar strikes, and Gardner couldn't get onto it. And this time it's Drysdale again who's put it in. Is he offside? Are we going to get away with it again here? That one's been disallowed as well. 2 goals from Villa disallowed in 2 minutes. We need a wake up here. And I mean, fitness of the defence is really struggling now, but we've not got those defensive options, unfortunately. Spedicato is going to come off. Leves can go at left back, and Milivojevic is going to come on at centre back, just to give us a little bit of assurance in there. And we'll take Tommy Doyle off and bring Jan Muller on as well, just for the fitness side, just to see out these last few minutes, hopefully. Polidoro, here's Falkenberg. Now Toma. We don't have to properly go all out attacking here. Falkenberg struck it. He could have laid it across for Polidoro there. Ailing with the save. And here's Cittadini. Badiashile. Into Doyle. Wide left. Good control from him. There's no support out there. Falkenberg's not tracking back either. Doyle. Gohadani. Into Drysdale again. And now Wind. And there's the equaliser. It's been coming. They've had 2 disallowed, Villa. And Vind has made the game level again. And from our point of view, to have thrown it away in the last 10 minutes, it's poor. We're going to go to a penalty shootout. None of our players are good penalty takers. We've got some good finishers in the squad, but we've been poor here, to be quite honest. To concede them late goals, I mean, we conceded 4 goals. Polidoro scores his penalty. We've conceded 4 goals in the last 10 minutes there. 2 of them were disallowed. But we've got to be doing better. It's Wind against Gardner. Gardner goes the right way, but Wind manages to convert. Next up is Jan Muller. Can he have the beating of the goalkeeper? It's Muller's strike and he's put it wide. It's a terrible, terrible penalty from him. He absolutely hammered it and it's not worked out. And now it's Aymar against Gardner. Aymar strikes and scores. Certainly going against us now. Swiderski to line up his penalty. Swiderski to take. Scores straight down the middle. At least we're still in it, but we need Gardner to pull off something special in goal here. Samu against Gardner. Samu strikes and scores. They've got some very good penalty takers here, Villa, it would appear. Dan Rhodes is going to step up for penalty number 4. Dan Rhodes scores the penalty, really well taken, into the bottom corner. It's now Willock who's coming forward to face Gardner. And Willock strikes and Gardner goes one way. Willock went straight down the middle and Villa have that lead. We have to score this one and it's Jared Branthwaite who's going to step up. Can we stay in this cup tie with this penalty? Branthwaite with the penalty and it's saved by the keeper. Given the last 10 minutes we didn't deserve to win, but it's not good that from 3-1 up we've conceded 4 goals in 10 minutes, 2 disallowed. Defensively we just fell asleep and we can't be doing that. And yeah, not ideal, but again, it wasn't the worst thing that could have happened considering what we're doing during the season with European football. And it means that we've got extra focus ahead for the Premier League. It was a hard-fought game. And I don't know, but it's hard to level it up, really. I'm not sure if we should have won the game, if we shouldn't have won the game. Overall, it was reasonably even, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm just going to have a look at Aymar for a minute because he absolutely ruined us in that game, to be honest. Is he a decent penalty yeah. So they had a number of good penalty takers, whereas we don't. We don't have anyone who can take penalties for the most part. Well, we did win it last season, but we are out of the Carabao Cup. It's highly unfortunate, but it is what it is. And we move on to the Premier League game against Bournemouth next up, and hopefully we can recover quickly from this game and get ready for our Premier League outing. Okay then, here we go for the game away, sorry, against Bournemouth. I can't remember if I said it was at home originally. I thought we were, but it's actually away. Bournemouth are sat just behind us. They've got a worse goal difference than we have. And we've also played 2 games less than them because of our European exploits so far. But I think that'll work in our favour because it means that we know whereabouts we need to be as the season goes on. I've also got a game in 3 days' time against Leicester as well, so it'll be another tough game, but hopefully, like I say, we can really just hope for the best and pick up where we leave off. Mendes and Mourinho, by the way, were actually on international duty, so that is why they didn't play in that cup tie against Aston Villa. But here we go, they're back in today. Mourinho in goal with Davis at left back, Branthwaite and Milivojevic, and Rhodes at right back. Navarro, Muller and Doyle in midfield with Polidoro wide left, Abaya wide right, and Mendes up front. Abaya is currently wanted by Atalanta and Branthwaite's also wanted by Valencia at the minute. We do seem to get a lot of players that are wanted by Valencia. It was the same when we were at Dundee United, weirdly enough. Um, anyway, hopefully, in terms of the Premier League, of course, we want to get, by the end of the season, 10 wins would be nice. Anywhere between 10 and 15 wins would be great, to be honest. We've had one down in the first 3 games, so based on that average, we're going to win there or thereabouts 12 games over the course of the season, maybe 13. That would probably be enough for us to stay in the Premier League. But if we can push in today and get another good result, again, hopefully we'll be able to push up a little bit in these early stages. And I'd take draws as well. The thing is, as long as we don't always get beat, draws are good results in this season. We've got obviously the squad's still quite young. Even the new signings aren't particularly old. I think the oldest player that we signed obviously was Harvey Barnes at 32, but aside of that, Milivojevic is 23, and I think that's probably the oldest aside of Barnes, of course. But we'll see how we get on, obviously, as the season goes on. We haven't got a lot of experience, but they did well in the Championship, and I'm hoping we can do well in the Premier League as well. Here's Branthwaite, just about managing to turn and clear. Really good opportunity created there by Bournemouth. And obviously, in terms of pace in behind, we are going to have to be wary of that with a lot of teams this season, I think. But again, we're not going to change the style of play. It seems to work for us going forward as much as it does hurt us defensively sometimes. But if we concede goals playing a less attacking method, we might not get the goals that we've been getting. So it's difficult to get the balance, but hopefully it'll work out in our favour as the season goes on. Here is Branthwaite, just holding on to it at centre back, has support ahead of him, but just knocks it into Davis, who plays it back to him. Now Doyle, that's a nice pass. Davis in at left back. Chance for him to push forward a little bit. Here's Muller into Polidoro. Looking to switch, Abaya wins it and finds Ibrahima Mendes, who strikes from distance. It's only just over the bar. Rippled at the top of the net. And positive signs so far. Bournemouth have had a couple of attempts off target. Doyle here with a set piece though, and a really good effort there. Just skimming the top of the crossbar from Branthwaite. Yeah, Bournemouth with a couple of attempts, not on target. We've had 6 attempts so far with 2 on target. Possession's quite even. By the looks of it, we're doing a lot of fouling though, which is a little bit of a concern. 13 fouls so far. So we are disrupting the play, but I don't think it will work in our favour pretty much as it will work in their favour either, to be fair. So, bit of a strange one, but we'll see how we get on. Here's Milivojevic. Just carrying the ball, finding Tommy Doyle. Plays it into Abaya now. Looking to play it over the top, and Ibrahima Mendes couldn't quite get onto it. But Abaya picks it up again on this right hand side, uses his pace, trying to get past the fullback, plays a great cross in, And Ibrahim Mendes with the header just wide of the post. Really well created attack there from Abaya on that right hand side. And we continue to look quite bright here. And Bournemouth have grown in the game a little bit, but nothing too major at the minute. Tommy Doyle's injured. What's it looking like? Potential foot injury. Hopefully it won't be too serious. Świderski is going to come on for him. It'll be a good opportunity for Świderski. Obviously early on in the season had the injury before he actually signed for us. Good chance for him for a 45-minute cameo here to really push himself into my potential plans for the squad, of course. Yeah, it's been a good performance, to be fair. I'm trying to pick the side of things that are quite positive so far, but it's just not quite got that end product at the minute. Here's Woodman. Melagoni picks it up, plays it into Russell. That's a really good pass. And Russell's charging forward down that left-hand side. Plays it into Melagoni again. Trying to cut off the passing lanes, and it's not working for that into Lectala. Lectala smashes it off the outside of the post, and it goes wide. We looked quite outnumbered there, which is a bit of a concern. And as the game's gone on, Bournemouth have actually created a lot more than we have. I do want to demand a little bit more from the side, but it's not letting me at the moment. Dan Rhodes does well to pick that up though. Finds Mendes. Into Rhodes again, down this right hand side. Opportunity to get across him maybe. Still holds on to possession. Hasn't got a lot of support, but he plays it to the far post. Polidoro finds Mendes, and Howard Bellis with a good challenge there to make the block. It says that Mendes has been poor today, you know, but I think he's just been a bit unlucky. He's missed a couple of good chances, yes, but other than that, I think he's had a good game so far. He's doing all the right movements. That's poor from Abaya. He couldn't quite get the control down there. And again, 14 attempts now and still only the 2 shots on target. It's not good enough. We're going to demand more from the side, and hopefully we can get that opportunity. Here's Milivojevic. Switch to the left-hand side for Davis. Plenty of support ahead of him. Branthwaite into Świderski. Just about holds onto it and finds Navarro. Now Abaya. Mendes fired into Mendes by Abaya there. I'm not too sure why. Mendes, I mean, he did well to do what he did, really, but he couldn't get any control on it. Here's Melagoni into Gullikson. Now Sosa. Still going here. Sosa down this left-hand side. Gullikson. Abaya desperately trying to win it back, and pressure-wise we're looking good, but Russell has found Ahmad and Mourinho safe, but only parried it to Gullikson. And Bournemouth, to be quite honest, that is a deserved lead. We've not hit the target enough. It's gone to VAR, and the goal's been disallowed. That is very, very fortunate. We're going to have to make some changes. We're getting attempts at goal. Mendes has had a poor game. Miko's going to come on for him. Polidoro's not done anything of note. Miguel Prieto is going to come on for him. Davis has been booked. Spedicato can come on. And Dan Rhodes has also been booked, so he can come off for somebody. I think Levesque can come on for him, and Branthwaite can go out to right back. And I think, to be honest, that's the best we can do at the moment. I think actually Prieto would put Falkenberg on in there instead. Hopefully these changes will spark a bit of life in the side. I mean, 14 attempts and only 2 on target. Saying that, Bournemouth have had 11 attempts and only had 4 on target. Gullikson here with the delivery. We managed to get it away. Spedicato manages to beat Amad Diallo to the ball and delivers a ball forward here to Mikel. He's got no support though, the striker. He's found Świderski on the edge of the penalty area. Mikel's trying to get back inside. Here's Falkenberg. Oh my word, what a goal. Timo Falkenberg. That is an unbelievable effort from the Austrian. He just ran at the defence and then delivered a lovely strike straight into the bottom corner. And all of a sudden, I'm really glad that I changed my mind about Prieto and put Falkenberg on instead. What a lovely goal that is from him. And another bonus would be if big if, we could keep a clean sheet. We're heading into the last 10 minutes here, incorporating added time in that last 10 minutes, of course. And the game seems to have died down a little bit. Bournemouth are still getting their attempts on target, though, which is a bit of a concern. And there's going to be a free kick here in a dangerous area. Gullikson with the delivery, and he's struck it well. Mourinho was there, and he's managed to save from the strike from Vanat as well. That is a brilliant piece of goalkeeping from our number one, Mourinho. And from the resulting corner, we managed to get it clear again. And as the 90-minute ticks over now, we have 3 minutes of added time. Nathaniel into Russell, back to Nathaniel. Branthwaite manages to clear. Abaya furthers it away. Senesi picks it up, but it's not enough. And hopefully, we're going to just about hang on here and claim our second victory of the Premier League season in our opening 4 games. Not a bad start at all. A 1-0 win. Yes, a little bit lucky at times, and we did ride our luck a little bit at the end. We had less possession than we should have had, really, as well. I think because it's a young side, we're just struggling to keep the ball a little bit. We haven't got that composure in experience yet. But as time goes on, I think we will do. That is a lovely finish from Falkenberg, though. What a goal that was to win us the match. And overall, I can't fault it. We've had some poor performers there, but we've still managed to come away with a win. So that to me says that we have got the quality. It's just a case of getting that consistency in our play. So overall today, a 3-3 draw with Villa. Yes, we were 3-1 up, but we could have lost the game. Eventually we did on penalties. And overall, it was disappointing. But we scored 3 goals. We played reasonably well throughout the game. We just lacked that composure at the back. And then against Bournemouth, they created more opportunities, but we managed in the end to take one of ours. We kept a clean sheet and got a really good result. So we sat on 7 points after 4 games. Can't argue with that start whatsoever. We've done really well to do that, and it's just going to be a case of trying to continue at that level. If we could finish mid-table come the end of the season, it would be a phenomenal achievement. Like I said though, said it in yesterday's episode and I'll say it again. Aim is to finish outside that relegation zone, and that is our preliminary objective for the season. Tommy Doyle is out for 3 to 6 weeks. He will be a big miss in that midfield. Mourinho, 7 saves. He was absolutely outstanding for us in that game. And having his kind of quality in goal could be what keeps us up in this season as well. I'm not going to hold back on it. He is going to be a very key player this season. In terms of our schedule going forward, got Leicester and Southampton both at home in our coming games. Again, 2 massive matches for us. And I'm hoping for probably a draw against Leicester, maybe. They're sat in 6th early on in the Premier League. Southampton are sat in 12th just behind us. So both of them are games that we could look at winning. It's going to be close, but we'll see how we get on. We've got an away game against Newcastle, and then our Europa Conference League group stage will begin. So for the next episode, we'll get these 3 Premier League games done. We'll come back for the game against Žalgiris and Leeds. I wanted to show you all of the European games, but the Bratislava one's going to be a little bit close, unfortunately. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll do Žalgiris and Leeds. We'll get through those 4 games, including Bratislava, West Ham, Palace and United. We'll come back for Liverpool away and Riga away. And then we'll do CSKA and Brighton, both at home then, I think. Yes, it's a bit soon with the CSKA game as well, but I think it's important to include the European games just to give us an account of where we're up to. And hopefully we can be challenging in the Conference League as well, because I think looking at the group stage we've got, we should be qualifying. So fingers crossed we do well, and we will come back for the game against Žalgiris, who are from Lithuania. Oh, it's that team. I think we actually played them when we were at Dundee United, actually, and we battered them as well, I might add. So if we can do it with Dundee United, we should do it with Brentford. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for all your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time, and this is Big Will signing away.